Unfortunately, no one can be told what the Matrix is. You have to see it for yourself. This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
Hello and welcome to another day in paradise. Today I've got another question for you, and this one's directed more to my African diasporans living in the United States. Do you plan to vote in a few weeks' time? Do you plan to actually make a decision on the two people that you've had placed in front of you who will dictate to a small degree what will happen in the United States over the next 4 years? I just thought it was an interesting question to ask because I have my own theories about what's happening and the way the world works, and especially the way the United States works as well. I'd like to ask you, if you find this interesting, to please like, subscribe, share, and click the bell notification. So, if you'd have watched the debate between Joe Biden, the Democratic nomination, and the Republican nomination, what's his name again? That's it, Donald Trump. If you'd have watched that last night, then you would have already answered this question to a certain degree. Do you have interest in it? Of course you do. You wouldn't have watched it if you didn't have interest in it. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't watch it. And the reason why I didn't watch it is because of what I just said. I don't have any interest in American politics. To be frank, I don't have much interest in the country as a whole, besides the African Americans who are living there, the African diasporans who are there. I have no interest in that country whatsoever. So there you go. But of course, there are going to be people who will have interest and who have already registered to vote and who will plan to vote. So who do you vote for? I mean, do you even believe in the two-party system? It sounds like a load of rubbish to me. This is why I struggle to even take it seriously. That's why the whole world actually struggles to take America seriously with a two-party system. I mean, what is democracy? Choosing between two parties who are largely the same, who largely want the same. They largely want to keep this. They largely want to keep the status quo, don't they? They don't want change to a certain degree. They want to keep things the same because the people who fund them, they want things to stay the same. When was the last time there was a one-term president? It was a very long time ago. And the reason I believe there isn't hardly any one-term presidents anymore is because the real people in power. I know this isn't a conspiracy theory, right? We know this by now. The president has very little to do with what happens in the United States, but the guys who are really in power, these people need stability, and they need stability over a longer period of time than 4 years. 4 years is not long enough. So I believe that the system is rigged to a certain degree, to the point in which they get to be very influential in who the Democrats or the Republicans choose as their next candidate. So you had the Democrats, and you got the Republicans, who are the incumbents. They have the incumbent president, right? So they don't want this incumbent president to leave. No matter how shitty this guy is, they do not want him to leave, because he will bring stability. They know what's going to happen over the next 4 years, because he's already been in there for 4 years. And this is just the way the financial markets work. They like stability over a longer period of time. So I do believe to a certain degree that they are rigged, but not in the way like with votes and stuff like that. I believe that the people in power just are very influential when it comes to choosing who is going to be going against the incumbent president, and they always make sure that that person falls just a little bit short, to make it look like it was an honest election. This is why I don't vote, or if I do, I'd vote Greens or something like that. You know, I wouldn't vote for one of the two major parties, because I just think you're not going to get much different with either one. In the UK, I voted for Jeremy Corbyn, who was a radically left Minister of Parliament. I loved him, to be honest with you. I really liked him. Really good guy. Really a man for the people. Hated the establishment, that type of person, but was humble. Didn't walk around. Didn't have a lot of money. Caught the bus home. You know, went to the local supermarket. No security needed, because he blended in with society. You know, and that's what I really liked about Jeremy Corbyn. And you don't really have that in the United States. Joe Biden, I mean, whatever kind of thoughts you have about this man, he's, in my point of view, he's not a good person. He's not a good person because of his history, and the history of the laws that he has put in place that has locked up many of the people that look like me in the United States for a long time. He's a disgusting man in my view for doing that. So I'm going to be honest, no matter which way you vote, if you do plan to vote, it's not going to do much good. This election it was lost long before, you know, it even started. You know, you could see the way that these two guys were acting on stage. Why would they even choose Joe Biden? Why? What's he got? You would have thought that they would have chose someone a bit more mercurial, someone a bit more dynamic. But Joe Biden, another old white guy. It was like they wanted to, like I said, they wanted somebody who was going to compete but definitely fail. They know Joe Biden's going to fail. They know that ADOS is not going to vote for him. It's a pitiful situation over there, and I don't envy you. So Donald Trump, that's his name. Donald Trump is another POS. I don't need to say much about him, right? We all know what he is, and once again, he's not a good person. I remember living in New York when he was a socialite there. He was just a socialite. He was running a few businesses, but his main objective was to go out, get wrecked, and have sex with prostitutes. That was the Donald Trump that I remembered from the early 90s. So, you know, he's done well for himself. He's done very well. He read the American people very well. He knew how naive they were. And I got to applaud him for that. You know, he's got what he's wanted, which is the biggest seat in office in the in the whole world. Wow. Okay. you're going to have to make the decision on whether you should even vote in the first place. Many African diasporans will vote, but this is not our fight. It's not even a fight. It's simply a game. And it's a game that they play once every 4 years in the United States. It's kind of pathetic, to be honest with you. You have so many people who have power over there that your vote doesn't count. I know a lot of people will say, oh yeah, your vote counts, but no, the collegiate vote counts, right? What is that? What is all that about? I watched a documentary about it, explaining it. I still didn't understand afterwards. What, your vote doesn't count? The collegiate vote does count. Ridiculous. So I'm not going to give you any advice. You're on your own on this one, I'm sorry. But really, have a good think about whether you should change your mindset and really forget about what's happening over there. Forget about the decisions that are being made in office in that White House. Those decisions weren't meant for us. All those decisions, all those laws, rules, regulations, they weren't meant for us. You know that as well as I do. And it's up to whoever goes in office to keep those regulations, those laws intact and in effect. So, anyway, I'm going to leave it there, but who are you going to vote? Will you vote Biden? Will you vote Trump? Why would you vote for either one of them? Whether you're American or not, give me your opinion below in the comments section. I would really like to hear this one. Really interested in hearing from you guys. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there, but thanks for listening, and I'm looking forward to having a good chat with you guys in the comments section. Okay, so until the next time, ta-ra a bit.